Hi, welcome back to 50 Shades of Beige. Let's get into it. Third video. Thank you for being here. I'm excited. In this video, we're going to be going over my first quarter as a vet tech student, the classes I took, the takeaways I had, study habits, all of it. The classes that I took for my first quarter as a vet tech student are Anatomy and Physiology 1, Animal Nursing 1, Medical Terminology, Dosages and Calculations or Medical Math, and Mentorship Lab. What Mentorship Lab means is that we go to a clinic 1 day a week and spend I think it's 6 or 7 hours. I was assigned a general small animal practice. That was crazy. That was the first time I'd ever spent any real time in a vet clinic. Some things I loved about it was really cool to see a team that had worked together for so long. It wasn't like one person was assigned one patient. They all kind of did everything, and it was like watching a dance. That was one of my biggest takeaways, besides just the general being behind the scenes of a vet tech clinic and understanding like what goes on and how things work. Very cool. Very grateful for that experience. Excited to continue having more. I'm gonna be honest, my expectations I think were a bit simple for this program. I mean, not like this one specifically, but just becoming a vet tech. I was like, by the end of school, I will learn all the bones and I'll learn all the major body systems in like a small animal, or, you know, like basic anatomy. And I did all of that in my first quarter. And so I've got 2 years left. And honestly, who knows what's gonna happen? Your guess is as good as mine. They definitely go a lot more in depth than I was expecting, and I am super grateful for that. And also, like, another reason why I really want to do this series is because I really don't think that people, like, unless you work at a vet, like at a clinic already, at least when I was researching, there's not a ton of information about what it actually is to be a vet tech and like how deep the knowledge goes and all of the different things you can do with this. So I'm hoping to contribute in spreading the knowledge of that. I feel like in every scene my hair is gonna look different, and it's honestly because I can never stop fucking with it. So we're just all gonna have to get used to that together. For veterinary nursing, it was a lot of labs. It was a mixture of live animal labs and mannequins, or just working with equipment. Basically, we would have a lecture and then we would practice on mannequins, and then sometimes we would have a live animal lab, all working on the same thing. So lots of repetition, lots of making sure you really understand how to do things before you practice on a live animal. People brought in their really cute animals and it was really sweet. Anatomy and physiology, I touched on a little bit, learning all the bones, learning all the different types of tissue, learning the macro anatomy of the body systems, and learning the micro anatomy of the body systems. So it's like we would learn about the kidney, and then we would learn about what's happening inside the kidney at like a cellular level. Medical dosages and calculations. Okay, I want to talk about this one real quick because every person that I talked to about becoming a vet tech was like, you gotta love math. They were hardcore about me really wanting to do math for the rest of my life. And I'm not saying that I'm not going to. I think that the math that we are using every single day, multiple times a day. Like, don't get me wrong, there is math. I just don't want people to be scared of becoming a vet tech because of the math portion. Because I felt like a lot of people were trying to scare me away with the math. And honestly, it's really not as bad as you think it's gonna be. Again, if you're a vet tech and you've been in the field for like years and years, I am interested in your perspective. If me thinking like, okay, the math that we learn in the program is math we're gonna use every day or every week, but it's not super hardcore like mathematician level stuff. The one thing I will say is if you don't like science, you're fucked. It is very science heavy, I'll tell you that much for sure. So let that be the reason you're afraid, not the math. And then the final class that I took was medical terminology. Definitely get your medical terminology down. And honestly, like if you're taking prerequisites to get into a program, I recommend adding a medical terminology class in there, because like the more you know, the better it is. The programs in general are built to build on top of And so if you don't understand what's happening in quarter 1, then you're gonna really struggle in quarter 2 and really struggle in quarter 3, and you're gonna slowly get further and further behind. Okay, so that's kind of a rundown of all of the classes that I took and like basic takeaways from each one. Now I want to go over how I organized my assignments and some good study habits. Just kidding. Really quick, I want to go over the textbooks that I got. Is it not legal for me to share all my classes and all my textbooks? Something about it is making me nervous, but hopefully it's okay. This one, I think this book is super clear. It's super simple. I just really appreciated how it was structured, and I thought that it was very accessible. This is a book I probably will go back to. Next is Clinical Anatomy and Physiology for Veterinary Technicians. I'll try to put like a picture up here, maybe if I can find one. It's my medical terminology book. And listen, get in closer, come here. I know that they tell you not to read your textbook like a regular book, and it's meant to be like skipped around and read in sections and stuff like that. The medical terminology book, I read like a book. I thought that the author made it so fun, and there was like a lot of personality that came through this book. Like it truly was like a story, and it was so helpful and insightful. So if you're interested at all in medical terminology, I would just get that book. I literally took that book on vacation with me because I really liked it. Okay, again, my computer, not my computer, every time, my camera stopped. I wonder, like, I think my camera only records for 30 minutes at a time. Maybe that's normal. Somebody let me know if that's normal. The last one I have here with me that I can show you is Clinical Textbook for Veterinary Technicians and Nurses. This was explained to me as the Vet Tech Bible. It has like a little bit of every single thing that you need in here. I think it's worth it to buy textbooks if you are a paper girly. If not, and you can just get the online one and that works for you, like, God bless. This is my quarter 1 binder, and after the quarter was finished, I hole punched and put all of my paper assignments and the paper notes that she handed out in this binder. This helps me be organized, and if I have any questions on what we learned in the previous quarter, I can just open this up. For my essential skills, I actually had 2 essential skills that were marked on my grade as not being passed, but because I had this and I kept the packet where they signed off those essential skills, I was able to just take a picture and send it to them. I really recommend keeping the stuff at least until you graduate, because you really never know. You really never know. Truly, you don't know. You really. Let's go over some study habits and how I organize like my assignments. These, I probably only needed 2 of these. You can put a piece of paper in here and then draw on it with like a dry erase marker, and then erase it, and then redraw it and erase it. Anyway, you get it. You understand. I don't need to over-explain this. Okay, this is my like holy grail for studying. It's an objective log. An objective log is exactly what it sounds like. This is what one of mine looks like. It's like got like your objective on the top, and then you just write down your answer. Like, you got it? Okay, whatever. Don't take my notes. Now, I make no promises because I don't know how you're gonna actually do it, and I don't want to be responsible. But for me, I know if I do these for every class, every quarter, I will know around 80% of what is expected of me, and I will learn it a lot more. This is just a tip that works for me. Okay, the next one everybody knows about, but I'm just gonna reiterate: flashcards. I would take these like on a walk with me, or when I was bored and just hanging out in my room. Also, they're very cheap. You can get them at the dollar store. I think these are from the dollar store. So another thing that helps me like throughout the semester is having 2 of these. These are just like multiple subject folders. This one is for assignments that need to be done, I haven't finished yet or are becoming due, and this is for all of the assignments that were handed back to me. I like to have them in my backpack for reference. Also from the dollar store. We did it. I think that's the end of this video. I'm sure that I will like add on as quarters go by. I hope that you learned something or found this interesting or honestly just had a good time. Any of those would be a win for me, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!